Where were you when the attacks first occurred?
I was actually driving a vehicle at work, um, going to pick up. I worked for a rental car company at the time, so I was going to take a car to a customer when I heard on the radio that the towers were hit.
Were you in New York City when this occurred, or somewhere else?
I was in Danville, PA at the time.
PA, okay. What car company?
Alamo.
Alamo, okay. What was your first reaction when you first heard the attacks?
First thing I did was call Grandma because Aunt Viv worked in one of the towers,
Okay.
and wanted to make sure that she was okay.
How many times did you try to reach Aunt Viv?
We tried her over a dozen times, but all the phone lines were out in New York City, so for hours we didn't know whether she was alive or dead.
When did you hear when she was finally safe?
About 5 o'clock that night, Grandma finally called and said that she had gotten through and she was okay.
What was one of the many emotions going through your mind when you knew that your sister was in the tower?
My aunt was in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Scared. You don't know if a loved one just died. I also had college friends that worked in the towers, didn't know whether they were okay or not. So it was pretty much just, hoping.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of felt lost, not knowing what was going on.
Were the college friends, did they make it safe?
He did actually. He had just gotten off the train to go into work when the first plane hit, and he just took off running. So
Were you able to focus at your job?
no, I actually left my job at 1 o'clock that day, and then went home. At that time, I had 3 roommates, and we just sat around the TV all day, just watching what was going on, pretty much in silence for most of the day and night.
Okay. Did you guys speak of the attacks, like afterwards?
A little bit. We were angry, not knowing what else was going on, whether there were other attacks coming, So it was, nothing had ever happened like that in our lifetime, so we were all kind of stunned.
Did you hear any rumors about any other things that were going on during that time?
No, the only other thing we heard about was the plane crash at that time in Pittsburgh, where which turned out is the people in the plane crashed the plane, so that there was not another terroristic attack. So
did you know that there was people jumping off the building
we did watch
to survive?
Yes, we watched that. We actually could see that live happening. So
what were some of your first thoughts of that?
Well, at that point when we were talking about it, was you pretty much had 2 choices: jump out of the building and die, or burn to death. So it was depending on what you were more comfortable with. So I think a lot of us said we probably would have jumped, because burning alive is not something any of us want to experience.
Are you a very political man?
Not really.
Not really. Do you think that Bush handled these attacks well?
I do think he did. I think he actually rallied the country very, very well. And he went after the people that needed to be taken care of, and in the end they were able to finally do that.
What do you think Bush's best impact about that was?
Just coming out and being honest with the American public as to what was going on, and pretty much saying that he wasn't going to back down, and he was going to bring whoever did this to justice. And he was very in the forefront, everywhere he was very public. He was very open. He was very honest. Even handling it the day it happened, he was actually in a school at the time it happened, reading stories to little kids when he found out about it, and still stayed there not to, he didn't want the kids to be scared as to what was going on, and kept his composure through all that, which was pretty impressive for knowing that your country is under attack.
Did you keep up with all the stuff that was happening?
Yes.
Or just bits and pieces?
Yes.
Do you think did you keep up with the overseas affairs with it?
You mean when we started to bomb everybody? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's when shock and awe started, when we started to pretty much bomb everyone in sight.
Yeah.
Yes.